churches, many organizations, and many leaders are tied into this organization, are tied into this network, and they are making a difference in the community. Luther, tell us a little bit about Arise, when you started Arise, and what's going on with Arise.
Thank you, Prophet and Prophets, and thank you for having me. Thank all your wonderful guests. And I was telling Bishop Barnes here, Arise Detroit actually was an idea that was sent to me. I said I only have 1 degree, so I'm not a genius, okay? And I was writing my column for the Detroit News. I was a journalist for 30 years. Wow. And I would write about what's happening in Detroit a lot of times. And people said, Luther, that's a great idea. Who's going to do it? Luther, that's a great idea. Who's going to do it? And so I took I still have it in my office. I took 3 unlined sheets of paper with a magic marker and wrote down the concept for a new community organization that would be a servant organization that would advocate on behalf of all organizations that are trying to do good in Detroit. What occurred to me was that we have many organizations, but they don't have enough support. They don't have enough people volunteering. They don't have enough people advocating. They don't have enough media. They don't have enough marketing. So what if we created an organization instead of being focused on self, serve other organizations? So the mentoring program that has 10 folks, we can get them 20. The cleanup group that's got only 15 people, maybe we can get them 30. The tutoring program that only has 10, maybe we can get them 20. If we issue a call to the community, so we created a system where we would reach out to the community for volunteers, but also just to be better citizens. So Arise Detroit, and Arise is an acronym, it stands for Activating Resources, Inspiring Service, and Empowerment. So the Rise ultimately is about people stepping up and engaging and owning our problems, making change, not complaining about the mayor or Congress. Whereas Hanson Clark said, and I heard Bill Clinton say the same thing. After government does everything, there's still a gap there. That gap is us. And so people have to step up. And so we have to be inspire people to be part of the change, as we say. So what we have done is simply issued a call out on behalf of community organizations to be better citizens. I often think about this. Do you volunteer to take care of your child? No, you don't. You just know that's what you do. Right. We got to get people to think that we're about Detroit.
Man.
We are not just volunteers. This is what we do. This is what we are. This is in our DNA. And so Arise Detroit started 8-9 years ago with 22 founding organizations. We now have more than 400. We get a call. I literally get calls from all over the world about Detroit and the neighborhoods because we're connected to the neighborhoods. And so this thing has grown, and a lot of groups now have discovered Detroit. We have a lot of millionaires and billionaires going to do great things for Detroit. But I'm sure Hanson can relate to this. There's something to be said for folks who never left. There's something to be said for folks who never lost.
Man.
Okay? I don't mind all those folks who came. I don't mind all the folks who came, but there's something to be said for the folks who stayed in that neighborhood against hope. And so that's what we're about. And my mother told me this story, and Hanson was personal. I'll do a little bit of this too. When I was 4 years old, my mother told me the story of the chicken that baked the bread. The chicken got up one morning, wanted to find one of the animals in the barnyard to help her bake the bread, went to the cow, went to the pig, all around the barnyard. None of the animals wanted to help her bake the bread. So she went home and started breaking her little chicken coop, baked the bread herself. After time, all the animals in the barnyard started sniffing, said, "What's that? Smells so good." Said, "Miss Chicken said she's going to bake some bread." So all the animals, they went over to Miss Chicken's house. She comes out with 2 hot loaves of bread, and they said, "That smells good. Can we have some of that bread?" She said, "No, I think I'll eat this bread all by myself." The point is, people in Detroit, for years and years, have been baking bread when other folks didn't think the bread was worth breaking. But guess what? They're smelling bread. These millionaires and these millionaires, they're smelling bread. They're coming to Detroit. That's right. But we've been baking bread the whole time. And that's what Rise Detroit is fundamentally about people. And that's what we've been doing.
Wonderful, wonderful. What are some of your goals with Arise with the community?
Our goal is simply to get everybody to understand that they have a role to play in creating a better community.
Yes.
Everybody. I heard C.T. Vivian, a contemporary of Martin Luther King, when they talk at Wayne State, talk about the attitude of people during the civil rights movement. He said, if you were part of the struggle, everybody had to do something. You during a boycott, you let them use your car, you let them stay in your house, you cook meals. Everybody said, what are you doing for the movement? You should have an answer. So when I say, what are you doing for Detroit? We want everybody to come up with an answer. Well, I'm going to school. I'm raising a family. I'm sitting on my porch and watching the kids coming home.
Come on.
I saw a funny car at my neighbor's driveway. I'm calling. I formed a block club. I formed a tutoring group. We want everybody to understand that it's on us. It's on us to get it right. You got to come together. And what we have found with the Rise Detroit in our neighborhood today, August 2nd, is a great example of this. We have found that people want to be connected. So we want people in Southwest Detroit, they want to know they're connected to the East Side. They want
right.
to know they're connected to downtown and the
That's right.
midtown and the Southwest side, and all of that. And so what we have done is we connected all these different groups, because ultimately people want the same thing. Safe neighborhoods, good schools, get their kids jobs, and a good quality of life for everyone. And so we've tapped into that. We haven't done it by ourselves. The people in the community, as Hanson says, it's not the politicians being the leader. You lead the politicians. And so the people, the neighborhoods, the block clubs, the churches have made Arise Detroit. And if you don't mind, our August 2nd Neighborhoods Day is coming, and we're going to again have well over 100 community service projects all over the city of Detroit. People building houses, clean up neighborhoods. We've got health fairs, concerts, back to school events. No other city in America does this, to my knowledge. Wow. And I'm going to make some breaking news that none of the media has gotten. You're going to get it first. Talk about faith. We've always had great support out of faith-based, but we're going to be announcing soon that we're going to bring close about 1,000 people from 14 states and Canada to be working in Detroit this summer in partnership with Arise Detroit. Wow. They're coming. They're working with block clubs. They're working with churches all over the city. And faith-based, this year we've got Catholics, we've got Lutherans, we've got Muslims. All of them are connected. They all understand one thing, that we all have a role to play. And so we're just through.